Hey everyone, and welcome to the Next Pokemon Productions video game review. I know it's a bit late, and I'm doing this at a later time than I usually do, but it's been a bit of a busy day, and I just needed to, and the time just slipped away from me. But this is something I've been wanting to do for a while, so I'm doing it now. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the latest game in the Sonic the Hedgehog series, Sonic X Shadow Generations. Now then, I have been very excited for this game ever since it was announced. I get excited. I know I say that a lot, but I genuinely do get excited for certain games when they're announced. And the Sonic games are no exception. And so, as you can see, it is essentially a port of Sonic Generations from 2011, but it's been given a separate campaign for Shadow the Hedgehog. And I can see where they're going with this, because Sega have been marketing 2024 as the year of Shadow. I mean, what with this, and then of course Shadow is going to be having a major appearance in the upcoming movie Sonic the Hedgehog 3, so it makes sense. But yeah, of course, this is Sonic X Shadow Generations, and the game, and as you can see, my copy is the Day 1 edition, because I actually did order this game and get it the day it came out, which was October 25th, if any of you were wondering. So I'll read the back of the box. There's not really that much to read, but I'll tell you. Sonic and Shadow for a new generation. Newly remastered and enhanced. New bonuses, collectibles, and more. Unleash new Doom powers. New story campaign featuring Shadow. As you can see, it is essentially Generations, and then there's the Doom powers and all that sort of stuff. The Day 1 edition, I have to add, came with a lot of cool stuff, including, if I can just get it out, including this little paper thing, like a booklet, though it is essentially Gerald Robotnik's journal. So it basically goes through everything that's been happening, everything that goes through with Gerald Robotnik's creation of Shadow, and that is essentially like a pre-order bonus or something. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, this is essentially a port of Sonic Generations. And seeing that I have already done a video on Sonic Generations in the past, I won't go into detail about the Sonic Generations part, but I will go over a few minor changes. For starters, the voice acting. Obviously, the current voice cast of Sonic have all re-recorded the lines, and the lines are a bit different. And also, yeah, the lines, they've decided to do different lines for this. Like, they've not bothered to just like re-record the same lines, but it's basically new lines. Like, for example, in one of the cutscenes when Sonic said, "Is it me, or is that place we were just in awfully familiar?" He said, "Is it just me, or does Green Hill look different?" Something like that, anyway. And there's even nod references to where the games were set, like South Island, West Side Island, and there was even a reference to the Time Stones from Sonic CD. And of course, there are the new cast as well. And they basically do all re-record their lines. And in the scenes where Sonic rescues his friends, Sonic actually speaks during those sections. And that's rather interesting to see. And also, both classic and modern Sonic have the drop dash, which is brilliant. And one of the unlockables, like a free thing that I got with a code that was in here, was a Sonic Adventure skin for modern Sonic. It basically, you're able to switch between the original skin and the Adventure skin, meaning you can make Sonic look like he did in Sonic Adventure, which obviously is a game like way before Generations, like the Dreamcast and the GameCube and that sort of thing. But that is brilliant. I wish they did that for classic Sonic as well. In fact, maybe you'd do a Sonic Adventure 2 skin as well. But regardless, it is still the same old Generations with a few minor changes. So I won't go into much detail about that. I want to go into detail about the Shadow Generations part. It is essentially Shadow's own story, and it's basically him trying to move on from his past. And we do see Professor Gerald Robotnik, Eggman's grandfather, and his granddaughter Maria, which is obviously, they were key parts of Shadow's past. And we also see a return of Black Doom, who, if you guys remember, was the main villain in Shadow the Hedgehog. And of course, you guys know that I love Shadow the Hedgehog. I actually did a whole video on the Shadow the Hedgehog game many years ago. So the fact that this is essentially the closest thing we'll get to a Shadow the Hedgehog 2, I was super excited. So yeah, Black Doom is back, and we do get the Black Arms as well. And Shadow, he plays a little bit, he plays all right. He's got the classic double jump, the slide, the boost, and this thing called the Chaos Snap, which lets him like teleport to attack enemies instead of just a regular homing attack. And if you build up enough power from defeated enemies, you can then activate Chaos Control, which brings everything to a standstill for 5 seconds. And it even freezes the clock, like the timer. Like, you're always being timed on how fast you can go through levels. That freezes as well. And there's also these powers you can get, like Chaos Spears and Doom Spears, hurling projectiles and stuff. Doom Surf, where you can glide on water. Doom Morph, where you can morph into a squid thing. And Doom Wings, where you can basically fly for a brief period of time. And that is amazing. And the levels, they are all taken from previous Sonic games, and they are related to Shadow. Like, for example, we've got the Space Colony Arc from Sonic Adventure 2, Rail Canyon from Sonic Heroes, Kingdom Valley from Sonic 06, Sunset Heights from Sonic Forces, and Chaos Island from Sonic Frontiers. Now, Chaos Island, it's a little bit confusing for me because Shadow never appeared once in Sonic Frontiers. Like, he never made an appearance. So I don't know why they had to include a Frontiers level, but I still enjoyed it. It was still good. And the bosses are taken from previous games as well. Like, we've got the Bio Lizard from Sonic Adventure 2, Metal Overlord from Sonic Heroes, and Mephiles from Sonic 06. And of course, at the final, you've got Devil Doom, which is Black Doom's like super form, like an alternate form, like a dragon, and it was the final boss of Shadow the Hedgehog. But then he gets an upgrade called Neo Devil Doom, and above all, it's just an amazing story, with Shadow basically moving on from his past and reconnecting with it, and also getting these new powers as well. I'm looking forward to seeing if Sega will probably use those new powers in the future, or if they'll just get rid of them altogether. I don't know. But having a continuation of Shadow the Hedgehog, the video game, that was brilliant. I loved it. So, do I recommend this game to you? Absolutely. Like, if you missed out on a chance to play Sonic Generations when it first came out in 2011, now you can get a chance to play it on more modern consoles, as well as with a new Shadow campaign. So yeah, it's just an amazing game, and I highly recommend you pick it up. Of course, I got the Xbox Series X version, but you can get the PS5 version, the Switch version, or the PC version. Anything you want, really. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of Sonic X Shadow Generations. And if there are any Sonic fans out there, let me know how excited you are for Shadow's appearance in Sonic the Hedgehog 3. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Take care.